Are you serious?
This is How to Kill an Hour. My name is Marcus Bronzy.
And you're joined by producer Bill once again.
That's it, Billy. Cheers. Now, obviously, I am not in the studio, and Billy is in the studio. And that's because I had to dash during a very important event that was cracking off. I managed to watch most of it, but I'm hoping Billy will fill in the gaps when it comes to the big September the 12th, 2018 Apple Keynote / Apple event, as they've liked to call it with the hashtag on Twitter. Bill.
Yes?
We should start from the top, man. I believe you've taken some notes as we've watched.
I took as much notes as possible, I think.
Yeah, man. Can we just say, though, they started it with a very interesting little sequence at the beginning. Like poked a little bit of fun at themselves, innit?
Yeah, there's like a really long, well-produced video, and we're thinking, is he going to open his sandwiches or something? But turned out to be his clicker.
There was some Mission Impossible music. There was this poor girl that was trying to get to the keynote speech in time. Like, a whole manner of unfortunate events happened to her, which prevented her from kind of getting there on time. So she tripped over. Did she sleep in? I can't remember. Maybe she slept in. She was using her Apple Watch to get there as quickly as possible. One of her mates used Siri to transport as she was trying to get there because they were alluding to Apple being super forward thinking. And then when they got there, they opened the case, and instead of it being anything other than a new phone, it was Tim Cook's clicker. Bit of a whack end to the joke, but it was fun. It was fun. But yeah, man, what was first on the cards with Apple's event?
It was that there was letting us know there's been 2 billion iOS devices sold to date, which is an incredible amount.
2 billion iOS devices.
Insane.
Flipping heck.
And then, to get over that, we moved on to the Apple Watch, which was even more amazing. I think Apple Watch was the best of the night.
Yeah?
Yeah, the iPhone had a little bit of an upgrade, but we'll move on to that in a bit. But I think the Apple Watch was probably the best bit of news we've had all night.
So what was cooking with the Apple Watch then, Bill?
Well, it's now called the Apple Watch Series 4, of course. It's thinner. It's got a bigger display, 30% larger. You've got haptic feedback in the crown. It's got a better microphone and speaker. It's got the same all-day battery as the previous generation, which is a bit... you kind of thought it might be improve it, but it's 18 hours is good. That's fine. But it's also got a couple of really cool things. It's got a fall detection in it, so it'll be able to tell whether you've fallen forward, whether you've fallen down, whether you've tripped.
Slipped.
Yeah, or slipped. And then the interesting thing is, if you're on the floor for say a minute, and you're like motionless, the watch will realise this and it will call the emergency services.
So this is like a level up from the current series, or it's the old series now, isn't it? The Series 4, where if your heart rate went up to 120 or over and you weren't moving around, it would ask to call the emergency services and then try and get help, basically, innit? Because
detect with your heart attack.
So they've kind of taken that a level further with this, and they're trying to to be fair, I like that feature, man. There's no harm in having that sort of thing on your watch. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to fall over, bust my head, and
bleed out.
And not have an opportunity to call the ambulance or emergency services. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it gives a location as well.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick, man.
The interesting thing is as well, it's got an ECG in it. So as well as detecting, because you can do your heart rate doing too fast, but if your heart rate's too slow, that could be an irregular heartbeat.
So they've got an ECG, and I believe they said this is the first ever consumer product you can get over the counter with an
ECG in it. Yeah. Hello. Oh, you still there? There we go. See.
So I think that was the first ever ECG that you can buy over the counter, right?
Yes.
Crazy.
It's crazy. There's an additional thing as well to go back to the fall. It's because it's got a better accelerometer and a gyroscope, which gives a better precision and accuracy with the things you are moving. So as well as giving a better activity recording, like you're running, you're lifting weights, etc., it gives better detection of your falling and stuff. That is what they.
Okay.
That's what they focused on a lot with the fall detection. It is very intelligent. It was very impressive, to be fair.
Okay, and better stats when I'm doing, and you said the better movement stats. So better stats when I'm doing gym, pumping iron,
Yeah,
compared to when I'm walking. So it's going to know that when I'm actually getting a better burn on, when my heart rate is beating a bit faster.
mm.
So that's pretty cool that they've managed to pack that in and kind of keep the same battery life then, because I presume these things are going to would be a bit more of a drain.
Yeah. And then the screen, it goes from edge to edge, which you would
Okay.
think would give like more battery drainage, but at this time
Okay.
it's the same. So that's decent. It comes in silver, gold, space grey, and
Yeah.
the gold is gold stainless as well. So it's a brand new
Yee.
what's the word? Brand new option for consumers.
Yeah. That's going to be a little bit more expensive, isn't it? That one. That's going to be the Mac
Woo.
Daddy price, isn't it?
So it's
Yeah.
available to pre-order from the 14th, and you can collect it from the 21st. So
Okay.
within the next 2 days, you might be able to have your brand new Apple Watch Series 4.
Boy. Sounds kind of tidy. Right. What else we got on the cards for the Series 4 as well?
That is, I think, as much as
Okay.
as much as it was. He's got a better microphone, speaker, haptic
Right.
feedback in the crown. There isn't that much extra. You got that Watch OS 5, which we've
Yeah.
covered already. You got the walkie-talkie option, Siri
That sounds
shortcuts.
cool. Yeah. Yeah. So all in all, a better watch. Siri shortcuts. More complications that they call it as well. So you'll be able to do more complex things, right?
Yes,
Nice. All right. And next up,
is the iPhone
so we had the iPhone 10, right?
touted
We were all,
as? Whoops,
yeah, go
sorry.
on.
Yep,
No, we had the iPhone 10, and we were
touted
all
as
very
number
excited
one.
about the next phone. And
Tout,
the next phone is it going to be the iPhone 11?
no,
Where we at?
iPhone 10s
Ah, S. Okay, cool.
and iPhone S, XS Max, and iPhone XR.
All right. This is around the time I left then. So I heard about the Max, right? The bigger one. So what's the R? What is the R?
The R is, so you know the one at the moment where I think it's iPhone 7 or iPhone
Yeah.
8. It's the small one, like the regular iPhone. So they've made this the regular iPhone with the single camera on the back.
Right.
So this iPhone XR has got LCD display and liquid retina as well. 6.1 inches screen on the diagonal, and the screen is bigger than the iPhone 8 Plus, but on a smaller unit.
Okay, cool. So same, good for people with small hands, but more screen. All right.
Yeah, so it's basically got the same sort of mechanical bits as the larger iPhones. You've got the Face ID, A12 Bionic chip, the stereo sound, all those extra good bits, the 120 hertz touch sensitive layered screens, all those extra bits. But
Yeah.
it doesn't have 3D touch on it. It's been replaced by haptic touch instead.
No 3D touch, haptic touch instead.
But you still get the
Nice.
bokeh depth like you do on the bigger phones, portrait mode, all the good stuff, but on like a smaller unit.
Bokeh depth. Yeah, that was another thing that they were talking about with the iPhone 10.
10 and
S.
10s and
Yeah.
10s Max, yeah. So if you like, as you were saying, you can take a picture of portrait mode and you can adjust the depth of the bokeh. So for layman's terms, you can make the bokeh stronger or weaker.
Yeah. So you can add more bokeh, or you can have less bokeh in the mix.
Mhm.
You do it. That's it. That is quite. I mean, that popped off when he did the bokeh adjustment live. Everybody was like, "Ah!" That was like one of the features that
That's a
people
really
were
cool
really.
feature.
Yeah, yeah. And I think the selfie gang are gonna love that, man. Have we got an upgrade with the cameras as well, or have we got the same kind of camera vibe popping?
This is a new dual camera on like the iPhone 10s and 10s XS Max. That's going to be a bit of a tongue
Right.
twister, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's 12 megapixels, but you've got 1.8 f-stop on the wide, sorry. On the telephoto lens, you've got an f-stop of 2.4. True tone has been improved. The front camera is the same as 7 megapixels, but it's twice as fast. And they have an
Okay.
image signal processor and neural engine. So
What does all of this mean then? So you give me the numbers, but what does this mean? Like, so the f-stop, that means we're going to get better. A lower f-stop means we're going to get better pictures in lower light, right?
low light, yes.
Cool. And what does all of the other science that they put together? What does it mean?
Because you got the smart HDR. So before they just done before they took 4 pictures and then like merged them all together to make this nice picture. Now they're doing more pictures and then merging them all together, and they're picking 4 pictures out of those ones to create a better picture.
So it takes loads of... yeah, go on.
Yep, so you got like long exposure, shadow detail, shutter lag, autofocus, auto exposure. All of those are just noise reduction as well. Highlight details. All of these little bits are merged together, and your iPhone picks out the 4 best ones and then like, stitches it all together and makes a better photo than it could before.
So it takes loads of photos and gets all the best bits, merges them together for a better picture, but more photos than the last current model.
In a split second, yes.
Nice.
The battery life on them, the XS is 30 minutes longer than the regular than the regular iPhone X. The XS Max is an hour and a half longer than the regular iPhone X. So you're getting some more battery life, so you can eke out not wanting to recharge it for longer.
Okay. So we're iPhone. So is that it with the iPhone vibe there? We've got more.
Dual SIM. You got dual SIM.
Dual SIM.
But I think judging by this is what I got from the Keynote. It's 1 SIM, and your second SIM is going to be an eSIM.
Okay, right. I'm with you. But you can still be balling out there with 2 numbers. 2 numbers. That's shout out. You know, when I was in Nigeria, Billy, that was like a standard on so many phones.
Yeah.
And I was like, when is this going to happen over in the UK? But yeah, I'm glad that that's come. It means you can take advantage of 2 different price plans, have a business number, a personal number, or even when if you're someone that travels, you go abroad, you can take your US number with you easy or something. You know what I mean?
There's also some extra bits as well.
Yeah, go on.
It's got an IP68 water rating, so your phone can now be submerged in water for up to 2 minutes before it breaks. You've got to take it out and like dry it down, obviously, but I wouldn't suggest they submerge it for 2 minutes, but it can be submerged underwater for 2 minutes.
Okay, cool, nice.
And it's made of surgical grade stainless steel glass on the front and the back, and Apple were touting it as the most durable glass they've ever had on an iPhone. Right,
so an unsmashable phone, or a less smashable phone. Yeah. All right.
Pricing wise, hold on to your hats. XS comes in 64 gigabit, 256 gigabit, 512 gigabits, and it starts at $999. The XX Max comes in 64, 256, and 512 at $1099. Starts at $1099, not £1099 pound, $1,099.
Okay, cool.
Pre-order starts September 14th and ships September 21st, so next week or in a couple of days.
All right.
iPhone 7, so they're still releasing the iPhone 7, starts at $449, which is quite cheap for an iPhone. iPhone 8, $599. iPhone XR, $749. iPhone XS, $999. And again, iPhone XX Max, $1099.
You know, you can't keep calling it the X, Billy. We'll get punched up by Apple. It's the 10.
10S.
Yeah, so that's it. 10. So, and then what's the next set of pricing?
That was it.
That was
just
it.
ran
Sorry.
through them all, yeah.
So I lost you for a sec because you're giving us all the X's. Sorry, mate. Yeah.
September 17th as well. iOS 12 releases.
No, but wait 1 second. What are your thoughts on the pricing then? I'm not surprised. I don't think that's way more than... They've not boosted up the prices that much, have they?
XS Max is over $1,000.
Yeah, but so was the last generation of the iPhone. So, you know. Interesting. Right, okay, yeah, go on. You were saying.
September 17th releases on iOS 12.
Right.
Yeah, September 17th is released on... no, you know what I mean.
Yeah. iOS 12 is out on September the 17th. Yeah.
Yep, and there's going to be some upgrades to HomePod. Of course, you have the HomePod AirPlay 2, so they were like bigging that up and how good it is. But then you can now, when this is released, search music by lyrics, make and receive phone calls using your HomePod, ping your iPhone to find it, and of course you've got your Siri shortcuts.
So we can mess with all of these on the next iteration. So with my current HomePod, I can do this, right?
Yeah, if you upgrade it on September the 17th, there's going to be a software update where you can make and receive phone calls using your HomePod.
We're going to definitely do a video on that. We need to try out those new features.
tvOS you're going to get an upgrade for Dolby Atmos, so that's quite cool. And macOS Mojave is released on September the 24th, which I'm really looking forward to.
Okay. Our old generation Macs, or are we going to need the new MacBook Pro to run these? Is this going to be the OS that means that we really, if you want to keep doing our high-end audio, high-end video stuff, is this going to be the operating system that might push us over the edge and say, right, time for a new Mac?
No. Apple are really good with their Mac OS upgrades. They make it so every single Mac can run it. I'm pretty sure that's correct.
I don't think like a Mac, Apple II would be able to run one of an original iMac, but like
all modern ones, yeah.
I do notice that it's not been. I think once, a MacBook I had for a very long time started to struggle with an OS, but to be fair, it had done its time. I'd had it for a very long time. Like, I think I'd had it for like 6 years, and that was the only time I was like, oh wow, this new OS is a bit heavy for it, but come on, that's reasonable though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I slapped some RAM in it anyway and sorted it out. Anyway, so all right, cool. What can we look forward to from the new OS then?
Oh, the new Mac OS Mojave.
Yeah.
You got a dark mode on it.
Nice. What's dark mode?
Dark mode. Well, a lot of people have been like having like really want it, but it's just basically so say you got like your email open, instead of being white, everything would be black. The benefit of having it black rather than white, it's said to save battery. All
right, well I'm on that straight away, and also for me, high contrast in the other direction mashes up my eyes, so I'm good for that, man. That's awesome. I'm wicked. I'm really chuffed with that, man. That'll be all right to have a go with.
You got the dynamic desktop as well, so like on your iPhone, you have the screen changes from morning to night, so at night time it'll change to night shift. It's very similar to night shift where it dims the screen. The same will happen on your MacBook now. So it will change at night time. So during the day it'll be quite bright, and then when it gets darker, your screen will start to dim. That's called a dynamic desktop, which as well, if you've got like one of their internal wallpapers, the one on their website is described as a desert. The desert changes from like a lightly brightly lit scene. You move it towards the end of the day, and then the wallpaper will go to like a nighttime. Nice.
I like it.
You've also got stacks as well. So if you're one of those people that have a excuse me, that have a desktop that's full of images and documents, if you use stacks, it will put all the documents in one big stack. So it will clear up your desktop.
I've seen your desktop, Billy. I think that you definitely benefit from some stacks out there, bro.
There is Finder is more intuitive. You've got gallery view, quick action as well, so you can rotate, mark up stuff right from inside Finder, and just a bunch of stuff that's really not more of like a visual thing, more of like a performance thing. So it's designed to make you work faster.
Yeah, I'm up for that. A bit of markup's good as well. Decent. All right.
And that is that. I think there's nothing much else to report. I'm sure we'll see some more things prop up.
No
afterwards.
iPad news.
Yes.
No iPad news.
Oh, I thought you said you had news on that. Go on.
No iPad news.
No iPad news. No. Which is surprising. Maybe they'll do one later on in the year.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. Well, I'm up to date on everything that went down at the Apple event. I hope that you, the listener, is as well. Thank you very much, Producer Bill, for just getting us all that content there, man.
No problem at all. That's what I'm here for.
Cheers, mate. Well, anyway, I'm off to sample something that I'll be discussing on the show very soon, which is kind of to do with the next big festive event. That's the clue that I'm going to give you. I'm sure there's some other ways to kill time that we'll be filling you in with further episodes before that. But cheers, Bill. I'm going to go now because I'm almost at said venue, and I presume we've got to get this audio out ASAP because people are going to want to know what the heck's going on with Apple.
Definitely.
Hear me? All right. Well, plenty of ways to kill time out there. I've been Marcus Bronzy.
I've been Producer Bill.
Stay blessed.